Every day I wake up, wake your ass up.
The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
Hey. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news.
Yes, and another way to avoid colds is to not sag your pants. Envy likes to sag his pants.
I don't sag my pants,
That cold
sir.
air gets right in your ass crack. Next thing you know, you coughing and sneezing and blowing your nose everywhere.
What is wrong with you, man?
Yo, the cold air get in his crack, yo.
Yes,
There's
he
no
be
cold
sagging. Yes, he
air
do.
in my crack.
I saw him yesterday with a hoodie on, sagging his pants. I'm like, boy, that cold air gonna get right in his
I didn't
ass.
even wear a hoodie yesterday. You were just looking at my ass.
I was not looking at your
Yes,
ass.
you was.
I was looking at a grown man sagging. Like, why is he still doing this?
I didn't have a hoodie yesterday, and I don't sag my pants. Good morning, Mimi. I'm sorry.
Good morning, Mimi.
Good morning, Jess, Envy, Charlamagne. How y'all doing? Because Jess is the only one not in here cutting up this morning. How
Right.
y'all
Good
doing?
morning, girl.
Good.
All right. So we started this morning in Washington, where the House is back in session for the first time since September. And they are set to vote today on a bill that would reopen the government. Now, lawmakers will be voting on that same funding bill package that the Senate passed on Monday night, which would keep the government running through January 30th. It also includes what is called a mini bus, 3 major spending bills that would fund everything from road and bridges to school meal programs. And that bill also fully funds the SNAP program through next September. Now, the House is expected to meet today at noon Eastern Standard Time with the first order of business swearing in the Arizona Democrat Adelita Grijalva. After that, members will turn their attention on debating and voting on that funding bill. But already there is a clear split. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says Democrats, they are united in voting against the measure because it lacks those subsidies for the Affordable Care Act. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Listen, it's unfortunate that you had 8 or so Democrats, 7 Democrats who made the decision to vote in a different way than the overwhelming majority of the Senate Democratic Caucus, and what you'll see from the overwhelming majority of House Democrats when the bill comes over to us. But they're going to have to explain themselves. This fight continues, and over the last several weeks, we have successfully elevated this health care issue such that the American people are demanding action. And now it's going to be on Mike Johnson and House Republicans to demonstrate. Are they willing to actually do something for someone other than the wealthy, the well-off, and the well-connected?
No, they're not.
And there's an opportunity to do it by making sure that the Affordable Care Act tax credits are extended. Every single Democrat stands behind that proposition in the House. Let's see what the Republicans decide to do.
You know what they're going to decide to do. The fact that people keep acting like Republicans give a damn about the poor and working class is insanity to me. But it's good to keep pointing it out that they don't.
Yeah, well, it is definitely good to keep pointing it out. That means that Speaker Mike Johnson, he has a razor-thin margin to get this done today. So once Grijalva is sworn in, the breakdown will be 219 Republicans to 214 Democrats, meaning he can only afford to lose about 2 GOP votes if he wants to pass the bill without Democratic help. Now, if that bill clears the House today, it will go straight to the president's desk for his signature, officially ending the shutdown, restoring pay, benefits, and key services nationwide. So we'll see what happens with that. But while that is happening, there's something brewing on the other side for the Senate. They are kind of trying to figure out more about the Affordable Care Act, because Republicans say that they are open to extending part of that ACA funding that's set to expire at the end of the year. But there is a catch. Now, they want tougher abortion restrictions on insurance plan in exchange for their vote. So Republicans say that they will not agree to an extension unless the new bill includes stronger language tied to the Hyde Amendment. The Hyde Amendment is what bans federal money being used for abortion. And Democrats say that protection already exists. But Republicans led by Senator John Thune, he insists that without those new limits on abortion, there will not be enough GOP votes to extend the Affordable Care Act funding at all.
I don't believe anything Republicans say, and neither should you. Republicans have zero reasons to make any concessions. They got everything they want in that big deadly bill. So what reason do they have to play ball?
Yeah. Well, we will continue to watch that. And while lawmakers argue over how to reopen the government, millions of Americans are still waiting on something more basic, just food money. So the Supreme Court has once again hit pause yesterday on whether the Trump administration has to send out those full SNAP benefits during the shutdown. That means about 42 million people who rely on food stamps are still waiting to find out if they will fully get their November benefits. Now, the court's order issued late last night or late Tuesday evening keeps everything frozen until Thursday night. So it's not a final decision. It's just a temporary hold that gives Congress time to act. Now, if lawmakers pass the funding bill and reopen the government before then, and those SNAP benefits would automatically be restored, ending that standoff. During that dissent, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, she was the only member of the Supreme Court to publicly disagree, saying that the payments should go out immediately. So for now, the freeze stays in place. Millions of families, though, are still wondering if their grocery money will show up this week.
So listen, once again, I want everybody who, wants Democrats to hold the line, make sure you're donating to your local food banks, okay? Make sure you're donating to these community organizations that are providing food for people in these communities. All right, just don't be getting on social media and your Instagram and making your videos talking about how Democrats should hold the line and Democrats can't. Don't do all of that if you're not donating to your local food banks or local community organizations that are providing food for people during this season.
That's right. All right. Thank you, Mimi.
All right, really quickly, coming up at 7, Americans say that they are being priced out of the American dream, a new idea that could help, but experts are warning it may not be as simple as it sounds. We'll talk about it in the next hour.
And everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Call us up right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get back in some front page news. What up, Mimi?
Good morning, NV, Jess, Charlamagne. How y'all doing this morning?
Peace, Mimi.
Good morning. All right, so we start this hour with the latest on air travel. And so while the shutdown may be near an end, the travel headaches, they are not over just yet. Transportation Department says it plans to begin easing flight limits at dozens of major airports only once safety improves and more air traffic controllers are back on the job. During the shutdown, many controllers who've been working without pay called out, causing delays and cancellations that have frustrated travelers across the country. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, though, he does say things are starting to look better. Let's listen.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, very rough travel days, significant cancellations and significant delays. However, today has been a much better day. A lot more air traffic controllers are coming in. So just for comparison, on Saturday, we had 81 staffing triggers. Today, we have 4. So I think our air traffic controllers are seeing an end to the shutdown and feel more hopeful, and they're coming into their facilities. So we're grateful to them for all that they're doing.
So he went on to say about 24 to 48 hours after the shutdown ends, air traffic controllers can expect to be paid 70% of their pay, and they would receive about 30% of their pay within a week after the shutdown being over. The FAA says flight cuts, though, they will remain in place until data shows that the system is stable again. And according to the numbers, the shutdown is costing the U.S. economy about $14 billion a week, largely because of how much we rely on air travel to keep people as well as goods moving. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, he told Morning Joe that airline executives have already been they were already reaching out to him before a deal was announced, worried about what the shutdown was doing to their bottom line. Let's listen to that.
How reliant is our economy on air travel, on the airwaves being open and us being able to move freight and move people across the United States?
Well, it's a core tenet of that, along with trucking and shipping. But in terms of business travel, I received several texts from airline executives over the weekend before we got news that the shutdown might be ending, saying that they were quite worried for their businesses.
It's always corporate interest over the interest of the people. If these airlines weren't being impacted, this shutdown probably would still be going on.
Yep.
I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah. And to say he got a text, which means that they were worried about how much longer was this going to go on and what that was going to mean for them and their bottom line. So profits over people for sure. So for now, travelers can still expect some delays and cancellations, but airlines say that those delays are temporary. And once the shutdown officially ends, flight schedules could start to get back to normal within days. So now to housing and a plan that has a lot of people talking. So would you sign up for a 50-year mortgage just to afford a house? That's the idea that the Trump administration is now floating, a loan that would stretch payments over 5 decades in effort to make home ownership more affordable. But experts say not so fast. They say, sure, your monthly payment might go down a few $100s, but over time, you'd end up paying nearly twice as much in interest compared to a traditional 30-year loan. And because most of those payments will go toward interest, it would take nearly decades to actually build any equity, meaning that you'd own very little of your home for a very long time. So analysts warn this kind of mortgage could do more for the banks than it would for buyers. So letting lenders collect interest for about 20 extra years while families stay in debt longer. It would also push home prices even higher since more buyers would be competing for the same limited number of homes. And the move comes as President Trump continues to face criticism over housing costs, even after campaigning on a promise to make everything more affordable for Americans. He was asked about the issue of affordability yesterday in the Oval Office. Let's hear what he had to say.
The fake news yesterday, they talked about that. They said, oh, I don't want to talk about affordability. The reason I don't want to talk about affordability is because everybody knows that it's far less expensive under Trump than it was under Sleepy Joe Biden. And the prices are way down. Caroline?
Yes, sir.
Could you discuss that question that was asked and how it was asked in such a fake, disgusting manner by the fake news?
Affordability is what the American people elected this president to do, and he is doing it, and you guys refuse to cover it, and you refuse to cover that the previous administration created the worst unaffordability crisis in American history. And I've been watching the TV all day saying that he doesn't want to talk about affordability. That's what he's working on every day, and that's what this administration is doing.
Donald Trump and his administration have no idea that people are broke. Like when he's talking about people in his immediate circle that be at them dinners and stuff that they be having. He has no idea about what's going on with the working class and poor people in this country.
Well,
None.
look, the 50-year mortgage, there's two sides to it, right? Yes, somebody could afford a house that they probably couldn't afford because it lowers the price of the actual mortgage. But people say you're paying more interest, which is true. But a lot of people are not going to have money to invest. Because people are like, oh, you could take that money and invest. A lot of people don't have that money to invest and just want to buy a home but can't afford it because the prices of homes are so high. You look at areas where, whether it's California or New York or Atlanta, where people have to live damn near an hour away or they got to live in a place that they can't because they can't afford it. So I see both sides of it, you know what I mean? Because people, at the end of the day, people want to actually own something and not be stuck, in a rental or in a projects, So I see both sides of it.
Interesting conversation.
Yeah, for sure. They said, meanwhile, the house of home prices keep rising, to your point, Envy. The typical household now spends about 40% of their income on mortgage payments. That's well above what financial experts consider affordable. And searches on Google for help with mortgage have hit their highest level since 2009. The adjustable rate mortgage, they are back on the rise. And they said that's a sign that many Americans are just stretching what they can to stay in the market.
I mean, I do want to know more about it, though, because I was reading something that they created the 30-year mortgage for the same exact reason they're talking about doing the 50-year mortgage. They want to make home ownership more accessible to people. So I just want more information on it.
Yeah, but I think because it's coming from Donald Trump and he has shown a lot of interest in, putting more money with the banks, the 50-year loan is going to keep interest rates going, for a very long time before you ever hit that principal. And so a lot of people are just pointing that out, and that could, definitely keep people in debt longer than it would. But to your point, Envy, a lot of people just want to buy a home right now.
They want to buy a home, and a lot of people are not thinking they're going to stay in that house for 50 years. They think they'll stay in there until they get a better situation, and they can move. And same thing with cars. They have some loans where car loans are 144 months.
Damn.
So you think about it, that's 8 years. So you're breaking down your payment in 8 years. So when you see a lot of these people drive in these expensive cars, a lot of times it's 144 months. So they might be paying close to the same thing you're paying, but it's stretched out for 144 months. But they know they're not going to keep that car for 8 years.
That's why I drive an 03 Escalade right now.
Yeah,
got 287,000 miles. No, 387,000 miles on.
I see it all the time.
Yeah. All right. Well, and speaking of affordability, who couldn't use a little luck right now? So the Mega Millions jackpot, it is inching closer to the $1 billion mark after no one hit all 6 numbers in Tuesday night's drawing. The next jackpot is set for Friday, November 14th. It stands at an estimated $965 million with a cash payout about $445 million before taxes. If no one wins on Friday, it'll be the 8th time in history that the prize has topped $1 billion. Now, the run-up has been weeks in the making, 39 straight drawings without a jackpot winner since the last prize in June. And while no one took home the big prize yesterday, more than 800,000 tickets, they still won smaller prizes totaling about $28 million nationwide.
I think I'd be part of that number. I'm always winning like $2. And I'm going to tell you something, my luck has been improving because I've been getting like $50, $100 now.
Hey.
But don't sleep on the Powerball either, Mimi. The Powerball is $512 million. Okay.
It's coming up again. Yeah.
All right. So that's the night. So I play 5 Powerball numbers because Powerball is still $2. I used to buy 5 Mega Millions numbers, but 5 Mega Million went up to $5. So I only played 2.
Yeah.
So,
You bought your tickets in, honey. I know that's right.
well, these are from the other night. So I got to play tonight because this is from Mega Millions from last night and Powerball from Monday.
Yeah, I gotta play tonight. I think I won $4 or $8. I'm getting there.
You won $100, Charlamagne?
Slow grind.
Yeah, I won $100 before. I'll be posting it when I win because I just want to let people know that you got to appreciate all wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
$100 is a win.
I ain't
And
post
I
my
appreciate
$4.
that. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Why,
Don't
damn.
post no $4, baby.
I ain't post my
I'll
$4.
post the $4 too.
But if I spend 20, they only get 4. I'm not posting that.
Yeah.
It's a loss.
Why
It's a
not?
loss. It's a loss.
You're getting closer to your dreams.
You right.
Q Gopel. What's her name? Go Appel. What's the song? Closer to my dreams.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
Wapale.
Yes.
Go Wapale.
I thought it was Go Wapale. Oh, my God, yes.
Wapale
Go
is crazy.
Wapale.
Thank you, Mimi.
Go Wapale. Salute to Go
Oh, my
Wapale.
Yes.
Yes. All right, y'all. Well, that is your front page news. I'm Mimi Brown. Follow me at Mimi Brown TV. For more stories, follow the Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app or visit BINnews.com.
Thank you, Mimi Brown.
Thank you, Mimi.
Hold up. Every day I wake up, wake your ass up. The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?